Hey guys, this is R10 bringing you guys another deck profile. This time I'm going to be showing you guys a Chaos Lightsworn deck, if you want to call it. So let's get into it. Um, First, you got 3 Judgment Dragons. These are basically your boss cards. They're really easy to bring out if you have 4 Lightsworns in your grave with different names. You pay 1,000 and blow up the field. If you have them on the field and you blow up the field, then you're basically in control now. So yeah, 3 of them is really good. Next up is a BLS. BLS is like broken. It's really good. Really easy to bring out with the format that I'm running. So next up is a Chaos Sorcerer. It's like a BLS but without the attacking power. He can banish 1, easy to bring out. He's really good when you need him. Next is 2 Gorz. I was thinking about running 3, but it could get cloggy, but then it might not because you usually mill. So I'm still thinking about running 3. So far 2 has been consistent. It's been good. I've used it every time I've needed it, and it's fine. So now for the Lightsworns. So I run 3 Lumina. So this is probably the main engine along with Raiden. You basically ditch 1 card from your hand, so you can ditch a Wulf or a Felis or something dead in your hand, even a Necro Gardna. And you can special any Lightsworn. Usually he goes really in hand with the 2 Raiden that I run. Most people would run 3, but I think 2 is enough. You bring them out, you could sink 7, a Clear Wing, a Michael, anything you need at that point. You can even use his effect to mill 2 more, try to see if you get lucky, mill a Wulf or anything else. Yeah, these are probably the best Lightsworn monster cards right now, along with 2 Lyla. These are like the MSTs. They get over anything basically. They can get rid of the back row that might hurt you. You know, Lightsworns don't really run a lot of back rows, so they do have to get rid of the opponent's back row. You know, that way you set yourself up for bigger plays. Next up, Felis. 1 Felis. It's really good. You basically, when it's sent to the graveyard by a monster effect, you get a special summon it, and you contribute it to destroy 1 of your opponent's monsters, and then you mill 3. So yeah, it's really good. Next up is Ehren. Ehren has 1 games for me. The only reason why I keep it at 1 is because it's not really necessary to have, but it does come in handy a lot of the times. Next up, 1 Wulf. I was thinking about taking Wulf out, but then I realized it's important to have numbers of Lightsworns in your deck with different names, so it's easier to bring out Judgment Dragon. Now the next card is really interesting. What I decided to do was to kind of run them with Shaddolls. Since Lightsworns are basically luck based, I kind of made this deck to win based on luck, and what I realized is that it needs drawing power. Sometimes you have to draw the right cards, and what I found out is to run 2 Beast. Now most people would say the only Shaddoll card that you would run would have to be Dragon, but with Beast it's come in handy. If you mill it, you draw 1. If you just set it, then you flip, draw 2, ditch 1. You can ditch a Wulf or anything, a glow up bulb, anything you need. Then I run 2 dragons. Again, Lightsworns don't really have a problem with back row, but just to be sure, I run 2 dragons. It's good to set and then flip, bounce back anything. It could be ran as 1, but with this format, I like it at 2. And then 1 Falco. So the reason why I brought Falco in is I used to run Plague Spreader in order to sink into Beelze or anything like that. And I realized if I run Falco and it's milled, I can special it and then I can bring back a Beast. If I bring back a Beast, I get to flip it the next turn, or they can attack into it. I draw 2, mill 1, and most likely I'm gonna draw into something that I'm gonna need at that point, and it's gonna help me out tremendously. So that's it for the Lightsworn Shaddoll deck. Alright, now I run a couple more monsters. They're really interesting. 2 Denko Sekkas. As you can tell, I run a lot of cards that can help me jump over back row. Usually what I do is normal and then special JD. This assures that like your opponent won't solemn your JD, because once she's on the field, your opponent can't set or activate cards that are already set on the field. So it's come in handy a lot of the times. Sometimes people don't want to solemn it because they think it's not good enough, but basically solemn is the only way you can stop it. You can't bottomless it, you can't compose it, and Denkos are really good. I run 2 Kuribandits. The reason for this is you need spell cards at times in order to help you out. Sometimes you need Lightsworns in the grave. I used to run 1, but it wasn't consistent enough. I would usually mill it, but at 2 I draw it, I open up with it, send it to the graveyard, excavate 5, and it works when I have Gorz in my hand. Usually I don't leave myself open for the OTK like I used to, but yeah, Kuribandit works. Next up, 2 Necro Gardnas. So most people run Rainbow Kuribo. I understand their logic, because you can use it when it's in your hand and when it's in the grave, so it's never a dead card. But the reason why I like Necro Gardna is because you can use his effect when he's in the grave at any given time as well. So if he's in the grave, he was sent there this turn, you can even banish it during your turn. Or let's say your opponent has a DD Crow and he targets it, you can just chain, banish, and it negates the next attack. So what people don't realize is you can use this card basically at any time if it's in your graveyard. And this card can save you too, since Lightsworns don't really run back row. Sometimes you need that one turn, you negate an attack, and it lets you live for another turn. Next, Glow Up Bulb. This one, self-explanatory, mill 1, special. There's been times where this is probably what I draw, like when I'm top decking, and it does come out really bad, but when you mill it, sometimes it helps you out. Like last time it was in my grave, I activated its effect, I milled 1 to special, and it was a Wulf. So then you can go into Catastor, Armades, whatever you need. It's really good. That's it for the monsters. Next up are the spells. 2 charge, common staple. 3 solar recharge. 1 Buckamoon. 1 mind control. Mind control has come in clutch a couple times. Usually I can take their monster and sync with it, overlay with it, whatever's necessary at that point. Next, 1 Raigeki, 1 soul charge. That's it for the 1-ofs. And last but not least, 2 lances. This is the best offense defense card in my deck. It's really good. I can protect my JD with it if I special summon it and they bottomless or try to destroy me in somehow. And yeah, I like it. And last but not least, 2 breakthrough skills. The reason why I want breakthrough skill is because it negates monsters' effects, which is right now in the meta. That's basically everything in the deck right now. All monsters have effects. If it's in my grave, I can even use it. Since I side deck Royal Decrees, it doesn't interfere with my breakthrough skill, so that's why I like it too. So now moving on to the extra deck. So for my extra deck, I have 1 Star Eater, 1 Leo, 1 Trish, 1 Thoughtful, 1 Beelze, 1 Crimson, 1 Stardust, 1 Michael, which I think is really good. It's broken at times. 1 Black Rose, 1 Clear Wing, 1 Goyo, 1 Catastor, 1 Armades. So basically my deck runs on synchros. They come in handy. I have a large variety, so I can usually sync into anything. I have many options. And yeah, and my last two XYZ monsters, it's 101 and Exciton Knight. So I'm gonna leave the deck profile in the description below. Feel free to comment. If you have any comment to try to make my deck better, just let me know. And thanks.